It has been many years since I've enjoyed the season of spring as much as this one. Instead of the sadness that usually accompanies me around winter passing too soon, or the dread of the scorching summer lingering not far ahead, it has been simply delightful. Even more so since the garden at our rental house has revealed so many surprises, with tiny buds appearing from seemingly nowhere on bare branches to reveal their colour and then open fully to life. I love the wonder that nature offers when we pause long enough to embrace it. It can make my heart blissful sometimes, just looking at this rebirth of a season. Cool nights have also made the transition of seasons easier, where the snugness has held on a while longer, allowing the days to warm, but with the crisp night air to accompany us through. Still, soon enough it will be time for even spring to let go. My resistance to the heat of the long Australian summers seems to have reduced significantly now that we're living in the high country. I am hopeful for a much more mild experience when summer does arrive. But for now, it's still springtime, and I'm so glad to be alive. We've added to our family since the last vlog. Meet Trixie. She's a bubbling pot of beans and hardly stops. And with our rental being a bit of a shoebox, it means it's pretty full and busy since she has arrived. She is certainly a force, a very sweet one though. It's lovely to see Tickles playing with her too now, after the initial adjustment. Being back in the New England region means I'm more accessible to my dear mum as she lives through her sunset years. She's recently broken her foot, not playing soccer but being very active, so wasn't able to drive. Thankfully, there is one train per day between our town and hers, so she jumped on that and came to visit. It feels easy, and that's something I always strive for these days. Ease, and making choices that support that. I'm so done with doing it hard. Maybe I just reached my quota on it, finally. Discovering more of our land has, of course, been a joy, with so many amazing boulders. But trying to organise building a home on the land has not been so joyful. So I let it go fully for a while, to allow life to send some help my way. When I think of how happy I am on this magnificent patch of earth, and then how too many macro details of the building process wear me down, I recognise the need to surrender a bit and allow it to take as long as it takes. So nothing has really happened with the house yet, other than a lot of research and refining decisions a little at a time. I'm peaceful with that. Forcing anything in life never brings the pleasurable experience it's capable of. We took our first road trip away too, back up north. We chose to stay in Coolangatta, Cooley to locals, which was one of our closest beaches when we lived in the Tweed Shire. Watching Eleanor playing with her bestie after surprising her was gorgeous. So were other little things, like heading back to my favourite smoothie shop. Memories of previous bike rides flooded back, especially the deep and fabulous conversations I used to have with my friend Shara as we rode this path many times. Of course, we visited the headland too and breathed in the openness. We returned for a second visit after picking the dogs up from our amazing dog sitter. Tickles always loved it at the headland, so I wanted him to get a quick dose in too. And Trixie? Well, Trixie is happy anywhere. I don't know why I was so astounded by how much hotter it was, but I was. We've certainly acclimatised significantly to the high country in the months we've been gone. It was wonderful to be back for a couple of days, but I'm so glad not to be doing the humidity anymore. I found it very heavy, and it's only spring. The main reason we visited was for my daughter to experience her first big concert with Billie Eilish performing.
I'm so excited!
Your first big concert, hey? How do you feel?
Really excited.
You wanted to squeal, didn't you?
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
do. My voice went weak.
My musical taste is very different, but Billie was a true performer and gave so much of herself to her audience. Watching the effect on my darling girl, who is growing up way too fast, made me feel like Mama of the Year. There are plenty of times I don't feel that way, when my humanness trips me up. But I owned it fully this time, seeing her pleasure and excitement. Then it was homeward bound, back on the road we know so well, but in the reverse direction. It was actually hard leaving up north for some reasons, except of course for the humidity. But after only a day, we were back into our rural groove, and I could feel my whole system relax again and breathe a sigh of gratitude. Sometimes in life it can feel like there is nothing happening. But just like the bare branches of winter blooming into the vibrancy of spring's delights, there is always something unseen developing. It just takes the right season in our life for it to appear. And in the meantime, we are blessed with today and all the gifts it offers for those with eyes open and willing to see them.